In Smiley this afternoon, and we are happy to host you here. The chief guest for the function today is the Minister for Agriculture.
Thank you, Mr. Raj. I acknowledge our friends from FijiCare and UNDP, and of course the board and management of Rail Rice Limited, and of course the senior government officials from the Commissioner's office and the Ministry of Agriculture. And most importantly, our farmers who are here today. Good afternoon and Mbulvanaka. It's always good, I was saying in Sabu this morning, it's always good to be back in Wonolevu and especially in Raketi. I know Raketi very well, and I know most of you very well, and I think you know me. You don't know me well. But we've journeyed together for quite a while. I remember the first time I came here when Haripal Singh. Haripal Singh was chairman of Rail Rice, and Few was director extension of the Ministry of Agriculture, and it was my first meeting here as Commissioner Northern and chairman of the Wonolevu Rice Task Force. It was not an easy meeting. A lot of arguments, a lot of problems, a lot of issues. And one of my biggest concerns listening in that meeting as a commissioner was the future of the rice industry. And it's not only the future of the rice industry, but even more worrying than that is the fact that more farmers will leave if they choose to leave. Because today, finding farmers to do the job for us, and particularly enticing young people to do farming, is quite a big challenge. And on that note, let me again, on behalf of government, acknowledge all of you, the farmers who are here. I know some of you are probably over your 60s, and some of you are in your late 50s, but you all look young. Paras, especially after the operation, he looks very young now. And with that bright blue shirt, I couldn't even recognize him. But as I've said, we have journeyed together. And in April, some of you were here when we commissioned the drying facility, and of course the feed mill component of it as well. And I spoke at length on that partnership that we committed to during those times, way back to 2007 particularly. And I wish to again remind you this afternoon about that partnership. Again, development is all about partnership. And you will always hear this from me. Government can bring the funds, government can bring the expertise, government can bring the technology, but government stops at the farm gate. Within the farm, you are in charge. You are in control. You make the decisions. And therefore, this partnership is so important. Because a lot of times, when the partnership does not work, it's felt in the community and of course in government as well, including our economic performance. And this is why the work of the farmers is so important. And I reminded the farmers that we are trying our very best. Let me again remind you on this afternoon. We are trying our very best to honor the commitments that we have made, so that you can do what you do best, and that is farming. Most of you are experienced farmers, and this has been your life all this time. And we are only here to support you to do better. Let me recall some of the requests that you've made. Water was one. And I'm sure today you're still getting free water from the dam. So we've given you that water. Even drinking water. I know that the drinking water was on the other side of the bridge. We have brought you drinking water. Electricity was beyond your dreams. We have electricity today. Even the Tahsil Road, you have the Tahsil Road today. We are bringing in machineries. We have improved the rice mill for you. We are doing it progressively. We are subsidizing fertilizer. And of course, we are helping you in your land preparations as well. And I'm thankful that even the paddy price has gone up. And I hope that these are incentives that will drive you to perform better. And all that I wanted from you is, again, let me assure you, government is committed to all the activities that it can provide for you, including financial support, technology, and of course utilities and infrastructure as well. But farmers, again, also have to perform. And that is, again, something that I will request from you this afternoon. Please, we are here to produce rice. And I am interested in improving our yields. If farmers in other rice-growing countries are producing about 6 tons, then we have to aim for 6 tons and above as well here. It is possible, but we have to work together. You have the mill. Previously, most of the rice, the paddies germinated in the field because of the poor condition of the mill. The mill has been fixed for you. And I've been told that they are upgrading, and maybe after this I'll go and see the painting that is happening since I last visited here in April. These are the things that we are doing. So I want to stress about the partnership. It's very, very important for us. Let me remind you a few things. One, again, the work that you're doing is important, because without rice farmers, there is no real rice. They become an employer because of the farmers. So we are equally as important as the other stakeholders. So I want you to understand that, and I want you to look up and be proud of who you are and the role that you play and the contribution that you are making to society and to government. You know that story about our rice import bills, and I have reported in Parliament that according to our figures, we have reduced rice importation by $11 million. That is a good sign. And I hope that that $11 million is coming into your pockets and into your bank accounts. The last time I came here, I was surprised that I've seen a few hybrid cars in Rakete. So to me, that is a positive sign that things are happening. That's a good sign. You need to have cars. You need to have TVs. Government is just creating that environment for you to perform better and of course provide better things for your family as well. But food security is so important. Not only food security, but nutrition security. If you look at the World FAO Food and Agriculture Organization report, in the next 50 years, we need to feed another extra 10 billion mouths. Who is going to produce for these 10 billion mouths? Another 10 billion people have to be fed. And that against urbanization. While we are trying to feed more people, yet more people who are supposed to be farming are moving into the urban areas. Urbanization is a global phenomenon. So I hope that for us who are already farming, let's stay in the farm. And it is our responsibility to make sure that you enjoy the work that you're doing. Work closely with our officials, the Commissioner's Office, the DOs, the advisory councillors, and of course the agriculture officials as well. It's that partnership, because food security is so important, not only food security but nutrition security as well. It's not just a matter of providing food for our people, but we should be giving them nutritious food, healthy foods. And our rice is one of the best rice available in the market, the Fiji brown rice. So be proud of the work that you are doing. And we need more effort from the farmers. A lot of the machines are breaking down because there are so many weeds in the rice farms. I'm pleading to our rice farmers, the machines are there to harvest rice, not cut grass. There's a lot of weeds in the rice farm. See, you are laughing because you know that some of you have... We are producing rice, but let's work towards better results. Efficiency, that should be the target. If you are doing 4 tons this year, I want you to do 5 tons from that same land space this year, next year, sorry. And then the following year, do 6, do 7. Maximize your income from that little space that you have. And we will provide all the support that we need. Climate change is a big challenge for all of us. The weather is changing. Let's expect that. It's due to happen, it's already happening. We are already affected and we have suffered. So the key message for all of us, let's change as well in the way we think and the way we do practice. That's adaptation. Let's adapt to the changes that are happening outside the environment that you are in. Not only that, but prepare well for the future. And this is one of the reasons why we are here with this insurance package. It's about resilience in the family. Preparing you better for the unforeseen circumstances that's coming in the future. This morning I talked about household income shocks. There are activities that will happen that you do not plan for. And unfortunately, you do not even know when they are going to happen. Things like accidents, death, disasters. This causes household income shocks. But you have to prepare for that. And one of the best ways to prepare for that is through insurance. I'm thankful that government is providing some assistance. And of course, the Rio Rice, Fiji Rice is assisting you, and maybe hopefully next year, $50 a year is nothing. Probably a good number of us here in this room are smokers. One BH10 alone is how much? $7 a packet. And you smoke how many packets a week? But this is only $52. $1 a week. It's easy. But this is about preparing you well for the things that are unexpected but due to happen. And it is going to happen somehow, somewhere, someday. So let's prepare for it. Let me close by assuring you again that government is still committed to the Look North policy. Every time I come to Vanua-Levu, I will always remind you about the Look North policy, because that is the guiding document. That is what unites us, government and all the stakeholders, because we all have a responsibility to build Vanua-Levu to be a better place. And not only making Vanua-Levu to be a better place, but contributing towards the economic well-being of the Fiji government. We need to get rid of our import bills. And we need to export more. There's a huge market available for agriculture. So through this Look North policy, let me assure you about government commitments, but again, it's the partnership that we need to do together. And I hope we as responsible Fijians, as proud Fijians, as patriotic Fijians, and as passionate as we are, I hope that we will rise up to the expectation and do our best so that we can create that better Vanuatu and that better Fiji. I hope that this insurance package will help you. And of course, we are also looking forward to the next budget in the next financial year. But despite what government gives us, let's continue to work together. That is the challenge. We will not have everything that we want, but that does not stop us from doing what we can do with our very best. It's our attitude that matters. So thank you very much. I look forward to our short talanoa this afternoon before we go back to Suva. And I hope that we will have a very productive year. I look forward to hearing the performance results from here in Rakete, because this is the major rice growing area in Fiji. But let me warn you that other geographic regions are picking up rice as well. In the Central Division, likewise farmers in the Western Division. So there should be a competition, and I hope that we in Vanuatu, because we have been farming for a long time and very experienced farmers, and you have water in here, and you can have at least 3 crops maximum in a year. I hope that you will lead the way for the other rice farmers. So with those few words, thank you once again for this opportunity to address all of you, and I wish to encourage all of you to continue with the good work that you're doing. Penaka.
I'm not a full-fledged farmer myself, but my family does farming. Months it goes dry. But we have a 300 feet well inside for the second crop. One crop we get through irrigation. And the second crop, if we want to do, the Pacific Financial Inclusion Program that I represent, it's a joint program of the year.
We'll start painting from the other side.
They already started the other end, the receiving area. Online, even in Lambasa, in Suva, you can view it.
You can view it from Suva.
Yeah, even the grading inside, so farmers now cannot complain that somebody is playing it. So that the faster intake can be done. So farmers, they don't have to wait longer, so that the dumping is faster. So we have requested for the upgrade of this.
How many delivery trucks now?
We have 4 at the moment. Yeah.
That's spec there for
Pacific Feed.
Pacific Feeds.
We are supplying it.